Hey people of the VC, it's Andy Cloudy Mulder. This time I've not got a contest entry for Billy Hurst's big birthday bash competition. Why is it not a competition entry? Well, kind of it is and it isn't. When Billy announced his competition, I he asked two questions, or three to be honest, and my first reaction is I'm just not going to be able to answer these questions and enter this competition. And I made a comment about I'll have to get creative or something if I can think of something to do. And I kind of left it at that. And um, yeah, I wasn't really planning on doing an entry, but Billy replied to that comment today and basically guilt tripped me into entering his competition because I felt bad about saying that I would try and come up with something creative and then not. You'll bully Hurst from now because I kind of feel like I've been made to do this. No, not made to do it at all. No, I'm very happy to do this. So Billy is one of my favorite channels here on YouTube. He's one of those weird amalgams of metal guy and country music guy, which I don't get at all. But you know, each to their own. But one thing, the whole country thing with Billy is he not only listens to it, he plays it, and man, that guy has got a fantastic voice. I mean, if I had an ounce of that talent, I would be happy. But old tone deaf me, I can't compete with Billy. And so quite a few people received VCLT recently of Billy's um, country music album, and he was kind enough to send me a download code for that. And he knows I'm not a country music guy, but I downloaded it and I got him to send me JPEGs of the cover so I can make up a CD cover for it, which I've not done yet. Otherwise, I'd show it. But I wanted to thank Billy for that. It was a really nice gesture, and you actually got me to listen to a country music album. So well done, sir, for that. Now I'm not going to sit here and tell you it was unbelievable and I loved it because I think you know I'm probably bullshitting you, and I'm not going to do that to you, mate. But I did quite enjoy it. I liked it in small bursts. It's not the sort of music I can listen to in a whole album, but I did listen to it through, and what I heard, yeah, it was nice. It was good, sort of upbeat. Reminded me of Dukes of Hazzard a bit as well. So, yeah, really nice gesture. So really appreciate that, Billy. It was very kind of you to do that. And my dad actually listens to a bit of or used to listen to a bit of country music, so I'm gonna give him a copy of that as well. And obviously my copy, because that would be copyright infringement and everything. But I'm going to give him a listen, and I'll let you know what he thinks about that when I get round to it. Yeah, so this was competition. Sorry, rambling. Billy's birthday, his big 44th birthday this year. So he wanted us to show 4 albums from the year of his birth, and then 4 albums from the our own year of birth, and then 4 country albums if we had it. Now, bizarrely, I thought question 3, the country albums, the bonus entry, would be the only one I could answer, and I was going to show your album had I got around to printing it out and doing it, and also 3 others, because I have got I thought I had my dad's record collection. I had a few sort of John Denver and a few other dodgy country music artists in there, but I can't find it. It's either stuck in my loft or I've given it back to them because they're moving back to the UK soon. So I'm not going to enter the bonus entry, and in fact the other 2 questions I'm not really going to answer properly. So this is why I said it's not a competition entry. I'm doing this to support your channel, Billy. I'd feel bad if I won your competition and I hadn't actually answered the questions that you asked. Sort of question 1 was 4 albums from the year of your birth. I have 1, so I'll show you that one, and that's Queen Sheer Heart Attack. I didn't have this when you launched your competition. There's a charity bookshop down the road from me and I picked up this A Day at the Races and A Night at the Opera, all for £1 each. They're all the 1993 remastered versions. I never see CDs in there. I never see CDs anywhere in charity shops around here for £1, so I picked them up. So this is my one true album I can show from '74. As for the other records I'm going to show you from '74, I did say I was going to get creative, didn't I? So I have picked 3 bands that were formed in 1974 that I own albums from. Now these albums aren't from 1974, but the bands were formed in 1974. First up, Stranglers, formed in 1974. This is live excerpt. This is actually the only album I have from the Stranglers. It's a live album. It's really good. I wish I had more from Stranglers, but I've noticed it's just when I'm out digging, I tend to gravitate towards the metal, and that's it. But Hanging Around, Burning Up Time, Dagenham Dave, all good tracks. This album is actually from 1978, I believe, or at least the live tracks are. But album 2 from '74 is a band formed in '74. Next one up, the Ramones, formed in 1974. Now I'm showing you the 1989 Ramones Brain Drain album, D.D. Ramones' last album with the band, although he did continue to write for them. Why am I showing this one? So in 1989, I got to see the Ramones play live. I only ever got to see them play once. Dee had left the band, CJ had come in, but I didn't really care about that. I was seeing the Ramones, and it is one of the best concert memories I'll have looking back, that I can actually say I got to see the Ramones live, if only once. So that was on this tour, Brain Drain Tour. So this album's from 1989, but the Ramones were formed in 1974. I seem to show this album coming up next in every single competition or thread response video for some reason, but it's Praying Mantis, Time Tells No Lies. The album is from what? I think I'd remember it after all this time. 1981 on Arista Records. But Praying Mantis were formed in 1974. I have shown it on kind of the best covers because there's a Rodney Matthews cover. I've shown it on a Skulls video. But to my fourth pick for 1974. Again, I'm choosing to use bands that were formed in 1974. Question 2 was show an album from your Motorhead. Show 4 albums from your year of birth. Now, I was born in '71. If you watch my vinyl tag video and where you have to show an album from the year of your birth, I already said I have nothing from 1971. If you watch my response to Farley's competition, I've said that, when I was influenced by music, I never listened to anything that was from, I only listened to things that were coming out brand new when I got into music at around the age of 13, 14, and I never went back to revisit the '70s stuff, and I had no one to basically point me in the direction, tell me what would be cool to listen to. So, not finding anything from '71, I thought I'd choose something from my wife's birth year, which is 19. She won't thank me for telling you, so I won't tell you. But I have nothing from her year of birth either. So then I look to my kids, getting desperate now. And I've got 2 kids, one born in 2008, one born in 2010. And it just so happens that I have 2 albums from each year. So I'm going to use my kids' year of birth and basically show 2 different albums from 2 different years. So from 2008, yeah, my son was born, I'm going to show Testament, The Formation of Damnation. This was the first Testament album I heard post 80s. Only picked it up a couple of years ago, and I love it. I'm guessing it's probably not considered that good a Testament album because I always see this for really cheap. Amazon are all selling this really cheaply. See it in HMV at the times really cheaply. It's on Nuclear Blast, and but I just really like it. It's good. Buy it. Second one from 2008 is Gamma Bomb, Citizen Brain. I picked this up when I went digging in Boston with Diggy, Rob, and Bit Bop Boom. I love Gamma Bomb. Gamma Bomb are actually an Irish band, and I hadn't seen this album anywhere in the UK. It's on Earache Records, which is a UK label. I'm going to get to see these guys actually. They're coming to play Heavy Scotland, which is a 3-day festival around August time, coming to Edinburgh. And they are probably the only band on the bill I'm actually interested in seeing. But stoked to see them. So that's 2 albums, and then I'm going to 2010, which was the year my daughter was born. And let's go with the CD first. Band I talk about a lot on here, which is the Manic Street Preachers. This is their 2010 release, Postcards from a Young Man. This is really good. Again, one that I would like to get on vinyl. Manic Street Preachers tend to be quite political in their lyrical content, but there's some really good tunes on here. I think they were at a really good stage in their career when they put this one out, and the songs are really good. James Dean Bradfield's voice is just amazing. He's one of my favorite vocalists. So that's my first pick from 2010. And last but not least, always try to get a bit of Iron Maiden in a competition entry, also from 2010. This is The Final Frontier, or this is the 2017 reissue. An album that took me a long time to get into, and I finally figured out why I was struggling with it, and it is basically part 1 of track 1, which is Satellite 15, followed by The Final Frontier. And Satellite 15 is just this kind of weird instrumental that doesn't really fit with anything else on the album, and it goes on for about 4 or 5 minutes, I think, maybe longer, maybe less. I don't know. It's just one of those. By the time it's finished, I'm bored with it and I'm pissed off, and the rest of the album is just I don't get into. But if I skip Satellite 15, go straight into The Final Frontier, the album comes alive for me, and yeah, absolutely fantastic stuff. So there you go, Billy. I'm kind of answering your first 2 questions in my own way. I had hoped to surprise you with this show 4 country albums. I wouldn't have actually had ever listened to them, so I couldn't tell you if they were my favourites. But that unfortunately fell flat on its face. So a half-assed competition entry for your great competition. Great achievement as well, having a birthday. Well done. I know you'll probably be super pumped. Billy gets super pumped when he gets some great scores. It's always great to see Billy super pumped. Okay, thanks for watching. Check out Billy's channel, usual link above and below, and I'll see you soon.